What is the remainder when 2 raised to the 20th is divided by 10? Okay, so um, quick uh, quick detour here. So some good useful patterns to know regarding remainders are when they ask for the remainder when you divide by 10 and the remainder when you divide by 5. So to illustrate this, let's take a set of any 10 consecutive numbers. So let's say we take 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. So when we divide by 10, what will happen? So starting with 20, we will have a remainder of 0, and then here we will have remainder 1, and then here we'll have remainder 2, remainder 3, and this will go all the way up to remainder 9. And then when we get to 30, we'll reset. We'll go back to 0. So what do we notice here? The remainder is always going to be equal to the units digit. And so this is always true when you are dividing by 10. And so when they ask here, what is the remainder when 2 to the 20th is divided by 10, that's the same as asking what is the units digit of 2 to the 20th. And now here, so I was talking about remainder when you divide by 5, because not that it's relevant here, but it follows a similar pattern. So what will happen when we divide by 5? So if we use our same numbers, so 20 divided by 5 is going to give you a remainder of 0, and then 21 will also give you a remainder 1, and 22 will also give you a remainder 2, remainder 3, and then 24 will also give you a remainder of 4. So up until now, the pattern is the same as when we're dividing by 10. But then what happens when we get to 25? Well, for when we're dividing by 5, now the pattern resets and goes back to 0. So then we got our 0, remainder 1, remainder 2, remainder 3, and then remainder 4 again. So what does it mean? It means that when you're dividing by 5, it's a similar pattern, except units digit of 0 corresponds to your 5, and 21 corresponds to 6, and 22 corresponds to 7, 3 corresponds to 8, and 4 corresponds to 9, and so on. So it's just it's the same pattern twice. Anyway, so these are useful to know. You should be able to, if you don't, the 10 one, you should certainly memorize. The 5s, you should at least be able to sort of derive quickly if you ever have to. So here, what is the remainder when 2 to the 20th is divided by 10? That is saying what is the units digit when 2 to the 20th is divided by 10. So let's just find the units digit. And to do that, you just sort of need to find the pattern. So 2 to the first is 2, so that has a units digit of 2. 2 to the 4th is 4. 2 cubed is 8. 2 to the 4th is 16, which has a units digit of 6. And then 2 to the 5th, what happens there? So at 2 to the 5th, that's 32. So we go back to our 2, and then from there, the pattern is going to repeat. So from this, can we find what the units digit of 2 to the 20th will be? So 2 to the 20th, if we just pick any row, so start here. We'll have a remainder of 2 for 2 to the 1st, 2 to the 5th, 2 to the 9th, 2 to the 13th, 2 to the 17th. And then we got to go down 3 to get to the 20th. So 2 to the 18th will be in this row, 2 to the 19th will be in this row, 2 to the 20th should be in this row. And so if it has a units digit of 6, that's the same thing that has a remainder of 6, D. And we could check this if we want. So this row will contain 2 to the 4th, 2 to the 8th, 2 to the 12th, 2 to the 16th, and 2 to the 20th.